case you are joining us for the first time, my name is Mayowa, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to make this back cowl dress. That is cowl back or back cowl, whichever one you want to call it. So back cowl dress, which is actually a custom order, and that is why today it's on a mannequin and it's not me wearing it. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, now is the time to do so. So please hit the subscribe button, tap the like button, and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my new videos when I post them. Let's get right on with today's tutorial, guys. So I'm going to be starting with my basic bodice pattern. So if you don't know how to draft this, please check out the tutorial right on top of your screen, because I already have a video on how to draft a basic bodice pattern block. The first thing, once you have your basic bodice, the next thing you have to do is to measure how long you want your dress to be. So for me, since it's a knee-length dress, I'll just measure like how much, like I'm going to be measuring like 39 to 40 inches long. So if my paper is not enough, all I have to do is just attach a bit of paper downward. So now once you're done doing that, I'm going to mark out my neckline. So for this, I'm using a camo neckline. So I'm going to go down by 3 inches, and at the shoulder here, I'm going to go in by 1 inch. So because I'm using the same neckline for the front and the back, I'm not going to trace out another pattern piece for the back. So I'll be using this same pattern for both the front and the back. So once I'm cutting the back, all I have to do is just fold this border line, which serves as my zip allowance. I'll fold it and place it on my fabric to cut the front, and once I'm done, I'll place this on a fabric again and open it up to cut my back piece. Now because I want my dress to have like a bit of pencil shape at the hem right here, I'm going to go in by depends on you, depends on how tight you want it, but because I don't really want it so tight, I'm just going to go in by 3/4 inches. But if you want it tighter, you can go in by 1 inch or even 1.5 inches. It all depends on you. Then you connect back to your hip level. Then I'm just going to blend this part just so that I don't have sharp points on my dress when I'm sewing. Now let's move ahead to drafting the back cowl. That is the inset back cowl. Now for the inset back cowl, I'm going to draw in the shape of my cowl, how I want it to be. So I'm just going to do that now. So all I did was from the armhole level here, I just measured up 1/2 inch, and this is the mark here. And then from my shoulder points here, I just connected a curved line from here all the way this way. So that's that. So I'm going to draw my second curve. And then for the second cowl curve, all I did was measure down 3.5 inches from my armhole level here. And this is marked down. So then I connected from this shoulder points, from my shoulder point here, I connected all the way down here, and that is that for that. So all you have to do now is to trace this out. So we are going to trace the shape of our inset cowl. I'll trace this on another piece of paper, and yeah, that is really it. And then you get your sleeve block. If you don't know how to draft this, please check out the video tutorial right on top of your screen, because I already have a video like that. So you get your sleeve block, and then we move ahead to cutting out our fabric. So I'm just going to do all of that now and show you what it's going to look like. Now let's work on the back cowl. So because I want to have some pleats or gathers around the shoulders. This is the shoulder, this is the center back, so this part is going to be on fold. So because I want to have pleats right here, I'm going to slash and spread this and open it up. So I'm going to divide this now into 3 separate parts. Now we're going to cut this open. But let me first name it 1, 2, 3. Now once I'm done cutting this open, I'm going to place it on my fabric. But to place it on my fabric, I'm going to be folding my fabric because this part is going to be on fold here. Now to place it on the fabric, to arrange the pieces on the fabric, I'm going to fold the fabric on bias, so just so that my drape will form very well. Then I'm going to cut these pieces and arrange them on the bias. So I'm going to do all of that now and show you. Yeah, this is it spread out and all. So now this is all I've done. All I just did was raise this is my shoulder here, so I just raised it up a bit here so that I can connect my shoulder points from here all the way to this point here. And yeah, and this is how I'm going to place this on the bias. So it's going to be slopey like this. So yeah, now all I'm going to do now is to just raise this part from here. So from here I'm just going to raise it up a bit just so that I can have it self-facing here. So you can do like 3 inches. Please bear in mind that I already have my allowances on this. Before I even cut all of this out at all, I already added ½ inch allowance to my shoulders, and then I already added 1 inch allowance right here. So now I'm going to raise this part up. So after raising this part up by 3 inches, I just connected it here. I raised it back. I raised this part by 3 inches and then I connected it here. I hope you can see what I did. This part raised up and connects this way, then from here you connect back to your shoulder here. So now I'm going to cut this out now, and then that's all for this. So we'll be moving on to sewing. Now this is my front piece cut out, facing from my front piece. These are my dart marks. This is my back piece and the facing from my back piece, and then my dart marks inside. So all I have to do now is to just sew all of this together. I'm going to use my facing to turn my neckline, use the facing of the front also to turn the neckline, then sew in my darts, and then I'll be attaching, before joining my shoulders, my back shoulder to my front shoulder, I'll be attaching my cowl piece first to the shoulder of my back piece. Then once I attach it here, so I'll place the shoulders of my cowl piece and place it right here, then I'll place my front piece on top of it to close the shoulder. So but then I'll show you how to do that when I get to that stage. So now let's get right on to sewing the necklines and all of that. So these are the drapes, and then I'm done draping them. So all I have to do now is to sew these bits down. I'll sew this bit down, and then I'll come here and also sew this bit down. So these bits this is how I'll be attaching to the back of my dress. So I'll attach this to one shoulder, and then I'll attach this to the other shoulder. This is the self-facing that we added to the pattern earlier. So this is this. So once we are done, this drops this way. So yeah, that is really it. And this is my front piece. So this is a completed front piece. You can see the neckline is finished. This is my sleeve. I already attached my sleeve to this. This is my second sleeve. This is the back. This is the back. You can see how nicely it's stripped. Now I want to add the ostrich feather to the hem of the dress, and this is my ostrich feather. So I'm going to mark 2 inches up and place my ostrich feather on that line, and then I'll place my ostrich feather on this line. So this is how I'll place it. I marked 1/2 inch from the side here inwards. So, and then I did the same also for the other side here. You can see that I also did this. So I'm going to place my ostrich feather on that line, and now I'm going to place the second layer because I want to have 2 layers. So I'm going to place the second layer 1 inch above the bottom layer. So I'm just going to mark 1 inch up. So wherever that is, I'll mark it out. So by the time you are done sewing, you sew this way. You sew like this right on top of this stitch here. Then by the time you are done sewing, you then iron this like this, so that it forms this way and it starts bouncing. So I'm going to do that now. And that's the end of sewing today's custom back cowl dress. Please let me know in the comment section if you found this tutorial helpful. Tap the subscribe button below your screen if you haven't yet done so before, and hit the like button just so other people like you can also find it like you did. You can also check out these 2 tutorials right on top of your screen if you haven't yet seen them before. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.